talk about how cooking alters food. It's pretty much an introduction to cooking techniques. We're going to talk about our cooking techniques. I want you guys to write down notes because we are still going to go through key terms, which you will find on your test after this unit is completed. I want you to identify certain bits of equipment and what they're used for. And also, we're going to do a little activity on altering food. Let's get started. Now, what are the three techniques? As you see here, we have a dry cooking technique, which uses a metal and a radiation of air, oil, or fat to heat the food or the product. We have moist cooking technique, which uses a liquid to create heat and energy in order to cook the food. And combination cooking techniques, which is a two-step process which we use in order to cook food. Now, can anybody give me examples of dry cooking techniques? Don't all jump at once. Yes?
Grilling.
Alright, any others? Roasting. Deep frying. Broiling. All very good. How about moist cooking techniques? Jason?
Steaming.
Alright, Mark.
Poaching.
Brilliant. Boiling, alright. And combination. We should only have two on this one. Lucia?
Freezing. Stewing.
I've been stewing over that all day.
So we're going to go into the nutrition a little bit and how cooking affects food. But it is affected by how long you cook it. The longer you cook the food, the more nutrition you destroy out of it. Raw food is considered the most nutritious, but you really don't want to go out there and eat a raw chicken, right? Okay. Vegetables are actually high in nutrients, and they also tend to lose color a lot, such as green vegetables. Anybody have any ideas like some green vegetables, like what it does to it?
Broccoli gets so dark green.
Alright, that's
And
when you cook it quickly. There you go. Alright, now you're getting more descriptive.
Bush.
Alright. And boiling tends to dilute the nutrients. It's just like sipping tea. You put your vegetables in and it just draws out the flavor and the nutrients. Now, as for the texture and the flavor, obviously we cook for a reason. During the cooking process, moisture evaporates and the food tissue breaks down and the proteins coagulate. Now, if you look under here, coagulate, and just in case you guys don't know, is from a change from a liquid or semi-liquid into a more drier or solid state. Anybody have any examples of what might coagulate off the top of your head? Brilliant. Food cooked over dry heat tastes much richer because of caramelization. And caramelization, obviously, cooking things at a high temperature, like sugars, at a high temperature. Now, why do we aim for caramelization? What distinct flavors does it give you? Anybody? What was that? Sugar. It gives you a more nutty flavor along with sweeter. The texture also changes a bit, forming a more harder crust on the outside. And one other thing that people tend to forget often is to always season your food. As you're going, make sure you season your food because seasonings and flavorings also have the tendency to enhance the food. Now, as for the color, which we touched base on this a little bit in the nutrition, how boiling tends to take away the color. Fruits and vegetables get their unique colors from pigments, which are substances that occur in plants or animal tissue and produce a characteristic color, such as chlorophyll, which we find in broccoli, green beans, asparagus, and also hemoglobin, which is found in blood. We are all full of hemoglobin, filled with hemoglobin. So, just in case you guys didn't know that. Next, we have the aroma and the flavor. Cooking techniques that use fat as the ingredient or to transfer the heat brings out a more appealing smell, such as caramelized onions. You cook those over in some oil over some low heat. You get that aroma in the air that actually makes you hungry for that food. Little tidbit: restaurants, especially diners, love to throw onions on their flat top with a little bit of oil, so that way they can get the aroma into the vents, and as people are walking by, they'll be like, "Oh, that smells good," and they'll stop into the restaurant. And actually, it works a lot of the time because I fall for it all the time. Caramelization creates the pleasing smells, and the moist cooking techniques bring out the food's natural flavors. So you're not using oils, you're using liquids. In other words, you're just putting that product into the liquid, and it's just going to take on the flavor of that. So if you put in herbs and spices, you can actually get away from the whole using the natural flavors. But for now, what I want you to know is that cooking moist techniques tend to bring out the natural flavors of the foods. You're not altering it at all by using any seasonings or flavorings. So next I have a little activity, so just to see what you guys know about the equipment and different identifications and what we could use them for. All I want you to do is to name the picture and state whether it is commonly used for moist, dry, or combination cooking. Alright? So, who wants to start first? Yes. Go ahead. Carry on. We're good. Alright, dry and...
Combination.
Is that all you want to say?
Wait, what?
Just want to...
Sorry.
Alright. This is a range actually, with a little bit of a flat top on the side, and yes, it is mostly used for dry cooking. It can also be used for moist cooking, used for boiling, poaching, steaming. It depends if you put a pot on top of there. Alright. Jason. And what do we use it for?
Moist cooking, dry cooking, and combination cooking.
Very good. Anybody other than Jason? Jason.
Convection oven.
Alright.
Used for moist cooking, dry cooking, and combination cooking.
Brilliant. Very brilliant. You're a smart man, Jason. Anybody? Lucio.
Saute pan, utilized for dry cooking and sometimes moist, depending on, you can maybe do some small applications in that, but I wouldn't suggest it for braising or stewing because it's not a larger vessel, so keeping it to just the dry and some moist.
Alright. Very good. I love that detail. Cats, how about you?
Yeah, deep fry, dry.
Alright.
Just fry it with it.
Could it be used for anything else? Anybody? This could also be used as a boiler. A lot of industrial restaurants, especially places like hospitals, tend to have these on the side. They have one designated for frying and one designated for boiling for their vegetables mostly.
Or pasta.
Or pasta.
That's awesome.
This is my favorite little instrument here. Rain. You can do this one. I know you can do this one. What is it?
It's a cast iron pot.
Very good. What can we use it for?
We could use that for, well, you can technically fry things. Dry cooking, moist cooking, or combination cooking.
I tend to use this more for combination cooking because it adds a lot more flavor.
Thank you.
And one more. Anybody? No, Jason, I'm not calling you that. Where is it?
That's a steamer.
Alright. And what do we use it for?
We use it for like what?
It's a moist technique.
Moist.
Alright. Now I want you all to grab out a piece of paper and a pencil. Because this is the next part. This is actually what I want to see what you guys are capable of remembering from what I've just gone over. This will be collected, so I want to look over to see how you guys are doing. And as soon as you guys are all set, just let me know. Thank you.
percentage was that? So if you gave me half of that, I'm just gonna say that.
Is there a piece of paper and a pencil?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get started. Now, all I want you to do is write a description of the picture using at least 3 topics that we've discussed. I'm talking about the cooking techniques, what type of cooking techniques to be used, the nutrition, what nutrition may be for that food, the texture, what you think the texture might be, the flavors, the colors, and the aromas. Just describe it, and as I said, 3. I will be collecting this afterwards. This is to work on your own, and afterwards we will discuss it, the pictures after. All right.
I can indicate this.
Are you able to see it? We'll see it back there. Are you able to see the picture?
Yeah, they're debating about what it is.
I can turn on the front lights a bit more for a little more time if you guys like. It's pretty much a roast. We can look easier.
Oh! It's like I can see it in a new light.
It's quite delicious. I'm just going to keep the lights off for this one.
Whoa!
Everybody good?
Yes, sir.
Oh, why? That makes me want glazed ham. Oh. How's my vision going? Left. 15 left.
All right, next picture.
I'm hungry.
It just might be. By the way, you know it's cooked wrong.
It looks like it's
It's not from the great store.
It looks like a white and spinach pizza that was burnt recently. Yeah, but the white pizza looks like
Ready for the next one?
look, vanilla bars.
And this should be the last one.
That's like the
I already made fun of what I order, so
that's just like the they're not that
Everybody good?
because it's supposed to be used to don't worry about it.
So, let's go over these pictures. First one, who has an idea of what it is? Alright.
11 and a half.
How about... Cats, how about you give me what you described the show as?
Roasted meat, I guess some caramelization.
Very good.
And the color and the flavor is enhanced by roasted
Brittany?
I was actually reading in a row. I didn't really get what is the
Well, he talks about caramelization under key terms and what it is.
like kind of freezing combination.
Could go for a combination, more roasting. This is dry cooking technique. Anything else?
Nope.
Anybody else have anything to say? How about the second picture? Yes.
It looks like broccoli, right?
Yep.
Expected by seriously for a really, really long time. So nutrition is going to be affected. The color was affected, obviously. What's all that?
Got a sulfuric aroma.
Sulfuric aroma, I like that. Very nice. Anything else? No? Alright. Oh, this one. Yes, me too. Yes, Lucio, you're more optimistic.
That would be grilling. Like Kat said earlier, there's a bit of caramelization occurring there.
Alright.
So we're going to start getting those sweeter flavors coming out of the pineapple, maybe some charred smokiness from the grill as well. And it's going to give us like that charcoal aroma, but still like a sweet, like fruitiness.
I don't think anybody can say it better than that.
Thank you,
Very
Ray.
nice.
Thank you.
Very beautiful. Frank, how about you? I saw you write some stuff about the ribs.
I said braising. I don't know if that's correct, but that's what I put. Which is combination cooking, and there is a bit of caramelization going on there.
Anybody have anything to say about the potatoes? There are potatoes in that picture too.
I focused on
Moist
ribs.
heat, boiling.
Boiling, moist heat. Okay. Anything else?
Do I see a hint of something?
Alright. It's hard to see in this one, but does anybody have an idea what this might be? Burnt pizza.
Dust
Exactly. And what might you say about this burnt pizza?
Wow.
Crispy, definitely.
The center of the pizza would probably be okay. Stringy, melty, gooey cheese, but the rest of the cheese looks like it's like really burnt badly, and the dough would be burnt badly, so
I think the smell would be from this.
very acrid.
Okay, flavor-wise? Anything flavor-wise? Definitely burnt. It's just unappealing. Looks very unappealing. How about these pastries?
Quick color.
Alright, dry cooking method. Frank, you're the dough. Oh, come on. What do you got?
When is everybody?
Oh my god.
I put dry and moist cooking.
Okay. Anything else?
Well,
Jason?
Moist cooking. It looks like there's some jams on there that probably needs to be simmered down to create jellies or jams.
Alright, very nice. What else? And the eggs. Who's got anything on these eggs? Boiled. Yes.
I said that it was a dry method, because if you think about like the same way that you deep fry something, it cooks, it creates another steam, so kind of the same thing.
That's a very interesting way of putting it, but no, it is a moist cooking technique. When you cook eggs in the shell, you mostly want to do it in the moist form. You go ahead and try and throw it in the fryer. I've done it before. It's not pretty. It is not pretty, I must tell you.
No, that's not what I mean. Like deep frying is considered a moist cooking method.
Actually, deep frying is a dry cooking method.
Dry. I'm sorry, it's dry. So wouldn't that be dry as well? Even though it's not oil, it's completely submerged in the heat from
It's
the
completely submerged.
outside. It's completely submerged.
So you're saying the
Submersion.
shell from the egg would be like kind of comparing
So
to
bread
the
crumb.
shell of the breading of
Yes.
the fried item?
See what I'm
I
saying?
see what
Do you
you're
see where I'm
It would
going?
be like its own pan.
Very interesting. I like that a lot.
This is a good concept for a further lesson.
It could be
You could, but you want to take it out. Do you want to eat the shell? Could put your egg in something. It won't. Actually, it will not cook though. It will not cook. It needs heat surrounding it completely because eggs are very porous and they tend to let heat escape through very easily because of the pores within it. I put eggs on flat tops. I left it there for hours. Nothing happens to it. It just stays. Yes, Jason.
It could also be cooked sous vide, which would be dry heat as well, because you're keeping the moisture away from that product.
You're still cooking it in water.
But it's not touching water. But the dry heat inside the water.
That's tricky.
It's a tricky situation.
The way I see it, you're cooking it in water. You're not putting it directly on a heat source within oil. I have to say. Yes, yes.
I was going to say the right size
More nutritious, less nutritious.
So what happens to an egg when it cooks?
Oh, there's a question.
Go ahead. Question.
How do you get a really yellow yolk?
Very good. You do not overcook it at all. 12 minutes usually within boiling water. It's usually completely coagulated, and you can just put it into a blanching liquid, let it cool. But the reason why it's so green on the side there is because they left it in for much longer than it needs to be. Much longer. It's very green. I normally don't see eggs get that green. It's usually a little rim on the outside. But in order to get just perfect egg, put it into some water, boil it, let it come to a boil, turn it off, and let it sit for 12 minutes. And usually after those 12 minutes, it usually is done perfectly. Or take it out, spin it on a table, and if it spins on the top instead of on its side, that's normally a good sign that it's done. Any other questions? Alright. So, we talked about how cooking alters food. We went over our cooking techniques of dry, moist, and combination. We talked about how the flavor is affected, how the nutrition is affected, along with the aroma and did I talk about flavor? Did I say flavor already? Aroma and texture. There we go. So I hope you all enjoyed your lesson, and I hope you all have a great evening. I'll see you all Monday.
Yeah.
Please.